Hi, welcome to Maptive. In this tutorial, I'm going to talk about territory mapping with data. In this example, I'm using US zip codes for my territories, but I'm going to explain how you can do it with really any types of area like this. So if you wanted US counties, for instance, you would include a county column and a state column. We do suggest going with the full name on the state for those, just to help Google, and you can also include a country column in addition to your state column. So if you know where your territories lie now, or you know how your territories are laid out, you may want to start with data even if you're going to rebalance them. And so you can simply load that data. This is, again, all zips. So I have a column for zip. I actually included a column for city, state, and I use state name, but we're going to just use this guy here because I've got city and zip, so that's quite a bit to give to the addresses. I also include who each zip code is assigned to in my salesperson column, the total sales for each zip code, the number of customers for each zip code. I do have latitude and longitude, but you don't have to have that information. If you do, this is the format that it comes in. You can include any additional information that you can think of that would be useful for you here. So whatever boundary, I'm going to use that as the word here, whatever boundary you're creating, whatever information you want to have, how many stores are in that particular boundary, how many suppliers, any information that would be useful for you, include as columns in your data. And that's going to give you a more broad view. When you are ready, you can then come into Maptive, create your new map. You'll name that map. You can add the file or drag and drop it here. You can paste the data themselves. Don't start blank for this. Google Sheets you can also use. I'm going to add the file. Once you've got that data in, and because this data happens to have every single zip code in the entire US, you may have these bubbles like this. This is because it's really just trying to load your markers. This would be a very full map if I showed all of those markers. They don't matter as much as what's inside the data that they represent. So you will, in this case, you're going to come to your map tools, and Geographic Boundary Tool has many boundaries in here. We don't have everything yet, but we're working on it. And in this case, I'm going to say my US zip codes. I want to color this in for my territory data. And then I'm not going to choose my zip code column. I'm going to choose my territory column. And in this case, my territory column is my salesperson column, because we can choose whatever column headers make sense to us. And then we just click Load Boundaries. So now we've got the boundaries colored in. We really don't need these markers. So I'm going to make those disappear. Right now we see each zip code. Now if we go into boundary settings and click combine groups, then we'll see those territories show, and if I hover over either of them, they all react. So you do have that ability to get into a pop-out for this area, and then you can of course customize pop metrics. Please see our boundary tool tutorials for more information on that. And this is the way you can do that. Now if I were doing this by counties or states in the US, or if I was doing it by provinces in Canada or anything like that, then you would just choose those particular boundaries that you need. As always, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out to us. Thanks for watching. Bye.